Hello, Darra. Let me give you feedback for this writing. So, good job. I see that you're try a variety of essays. Okay, so let's take a look at how you have fared for this. The introduction is fine. Your introduction tend to be, I would say, very it's your style. So basically you would define what is the term and define how different people might have different interpretation, and then you will give some examples and give different situation or circumstances. That is perfectly fine. Okay, but we don't really like to use the word allow or make or let, because these are very vague verbs. So try to avoid this kind of verbs. Instead, you can just say places where they reminisce their pleasant past. Okay, then we take a look at your first body paragraph, which you talk about your dog. So Pomsky, I think it's not a pure breed. It's a mixed breed, right? So you might want to explain what is Pomsky, and you might want to also describe its what is that, how it looks like, its appearance. Okay, and I noticed this is a name, so it should be capital letter, and I noticed that your V and your R in a small cap, it's actually quite confusing. I can't tell whether it's a V and an R. In fact, you're not the only student who has this problem. Many of my students have this problem. Examiners, they are actually quite frustrated with this kind of handwriting, so you might want to change it. Okay, so over here has been a well-behaved missing article here. Over here, I don't know why, but there are two expression errors here. In others' eyes, despite being a mere canine, it should be despite being a mere canine in others' eyes. Okay, has impacted. So please take note, it's quite a major error for English essays. Okay, this one, the tense error here, it's still facing, right? So oops, I would use a present tense here instead. Okay, so please change that. And then over here, overwhelmed, we cannot be overwhelmed with tears, we are overwhelmed with certain emotions. Okay, so tell me what kind of emotions. Sadness, perhaps. Okay, so here I will put a full stop here, because if you use which brought actually it sounds quite formal, it lacks emotion in your writing, so I would change that. Great sense of comfort to me as I know, okay, rather than comfort to know that. Okay, I think it's fine too, your original sentence. Great sense of comfort. Brought a great sense of comfort. Yeah, actually I would say it's an expression error. Yeah, tell me why. Because, okay, so here, punctuation error. True for another punctuation, missing punctuation. I like how you use the M dash here, that's why I put a double tick. She will fall asleep in my arms. Full stop with the warmth, okay? Because this is like a final sentence for the paragraph, so I want to create an impact to it. It's more impactful to have a short sentence rather than a long sentence for the last sentence in the paragraph. And then the next paragraph, generally fine. Okay, so here I actually use an M dash. And then the taste that come from, okay, so come from its taste, okay? So it's not just from the additives. And then blah, 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 blah. Punctuation error, or rather lack of punctuation. I'll put a comma here because it wafted through the air, and then it makes me salivate. Despite that, I understand how much love. Okay, this one I think is not supposed to be there. Blah blah blah, and then continue. Single-handedly is an adjective. It rather is a adverb, so there should be a hyphen there. Of a housewife and as a loving mother, because she's your mother, right? She prepares for you, not just a housewife. See, I told you I don't like the word made, so I would change it to transform. Home cooked meal is an adjective, therefore the hyphen. Okay, I would drop the all in all because it sounds too formal. Okay, and then it's a broad term branching out to, right? Not from. Because we branch out from joy and then to many other circumstances or different forms, which is actually, in fact, over here, now that we are talking about this, in fact, if you can mention whatever you have mentioned in your introduction, that means a link back to what you have mentioned in your introduction, it creates a sense of coherence in your writing, and there's like closure, okay, when you make reference to what you have written in the introduction, so you can try it in the next essay. Okay, so over here, expression error again. Present in our everyday lives. Present in okay, so change that. Okay, over here, see, experience it. Harder for some to experience it. It's not harder for us to experience it. Rather that we are so caught up with life that we often neglect or often forget to slow down and experience joy. Truly experience joy in life. Maybe you can talk about that. And the last sentence is not very impactful. Maybe something more thought-provoking. Okay, so over here, actually, I have a comment here, which I gave a suggestion that instead, talking about your mother fulfilling her role, maybe you can talk about nostalgia, okay? Compare and contrast with with your current situation or current relationship with your mother. Maybe the instant noodles represent something or symbolizes something more, like your close relationship with your mother at that point of time, and something that you miss and you hope that you guys can regain now, and that is why instant noodle means so much to you. Okay, so generally I would say it's a pretty good attempt, but more can be done and improved. So I look forward to seeing your next essay.